Hello, hello! We are finally here for my crochet Q&A. I was determined to get this out in January. We're just gonna sneak it in. A little while ago, I asked people what questions that they had for me, and I have gathered them all up, and now I'm going to answer them. I haven't read these in quite a long time. I was kind of looking at them as they came in just to make sure there was nothing like dodgy coming in. Thankfully there wasn't, because we have a lovely community here, but I am going to go through them now, and I have not thought about the answers to any of them because I have sort of forgotten what most of them are. I also obviously need to address this beautiful shirt I'm wearing, which has all of the cats from Patty and Bango's place on it. My lovely friend Lucy had it made for me, and when I was in Melbourne this past weekend, she gave it to me, and we maybe both had a little cry about it. Crochet people are the best. I will continue shouting this from the rooftops. I'm also not sure what my hair is doing. I can't get it to stay down. So sorry if that's distracting, especially now that I've pointed it out to you. Anyway, let us get on with some of these questions. I will also, of course, be working while we talk. I am just, again, working on this very kind of easy and mindless granny square blanket. So, let's get into the questions. A couple of these questions came in during Vlogmas, so I just need to make sure I'm not asking the same ones. But this one, what is your new job? Congratulations, by the way. I am basically working now doing project management and testing for website projects. Not overly exciting, but that's what it is. It's kind of nice because it leaves me creative space in my brain. Like when I was doing more creative jobs and like digital marketing stuff, the last thing I wanted to do was get online and be online again, having to like post on social media and things. So I feel like doing a job like this one, I am not sick of like social media and things like that and looking at trends and blah 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 before I even get to do the stuff that I want to do on it. How did you meet your husband, if comfortable sharing? I don't mind sharing. We met playing frisbee, of course. It was when I was living in Ireland. There are these kinds of tournaments where you sign up just like as an individual person and you get placed on random teams, and they try and, you know, make the teams even in like skill level and whatever. And we were in Dublin, we both signed up and we got put on the same team, and that is how we met. It was pretty grim weather at that tournament. I think it started hailing during one of the games, and as an Australian I was like, are we like going inside or? And everyone in Ireland was like, no, we play in this. Bad weather is our comfort area. So weird to me, but anyway, there was a lot of time like inside in between games, and we just were like, I don't know, playing table tennis and chatting. That is how we met, and we have a lot to thank that tournament organizer for, I think. Basically our whole lives as we know it now. I need a prop for this one. Okay, this question is, do you still have your very first amigurumi project? How have your skills changed or grown since then, and how long has it been? I do still have my first amigurumi project. It is a bee that I made from Crochet Me Zaddy's free bee pattern, which I think was like the first pattern he ever put out, maybe. This is it. I did not own safety eyes, so I had to try and embroider them. I had never embroidered anything before, so he has two very different sized eyes. I'm pretty sure I miscounted the stripes because they are also not even. And that's him. So yes, that is my very first amigurumi project. I think I made that in... I know that I started streaming on Twitch at the end of 2021, and I didn't start amigurumi right away when I was doing that. So I would say that was either like November, December 2021 or maybe January, February 2022. That's when I made my first Ami project, and that's what it is. I think my... Oh, sorry, I kicked you. I think my skills have improved vastly since then. My tension is a lot better. I know a lot more about like hook sizes for different yarns. Like, I don't know, I have made a lot of ummies since then, and I feel like every time I make a new product, basically every time I do a new project, I feel like I'm learning something, like a new technique or an easier way to do something or something like that. So yes, there you go. Next question, yarn over or yarn under or both? I do yarn under, yarn over. That is what I do in Ammies. Easy question, thank you. Other than your yarn, do you have a favorite or a not favorite? What other yarn do I use a lot? There is a blanket yarn that you can get in Spotlight Millends, and I'm 99% sure that it is Ganga Blankie yarn, and it is like the softest blanket yarn. I have been striving to find one as soft that we can stock, but I am yet to find one. So that is my cat running down the hallway. That is probably one of my favorite yarns, I would say. What else do I work? I work with a lot of Millens, to be honest, and a lot of like second-handy type yarns. I don't really tend to buy new balls of yarn if they're not in the Millen bins, so I've definitely found a bunch that I don't love. I do really like working with this Mandala Ombre yarn. That's from Lion Brand. I also get that in the Millens. That's pretty much it. I obviously have also used like Hobie's Honey Bunny yarn and Hobie's Baby Snuggle yarn and their cotton yarn, but yeah, I don't tend to use it as much, and obviously now that I have yarns, I use them the most because they are the most accessible to me. So any crochet hot take / controversial opinion? I don't know, to be honest. I think this is one I would really have to think about. I think something that's like come up recently that I just really was like, ugh, do we have to do this? Was like on Threads, I kept seeing all of these people talk about how like the no-sew trend of like making patterns is, I don't know, like not good, and to them like sewing is way more skillful and blah blah blah. And I was just, I don't know, I was just kind of like, do we have to do this? Like, can't we all just let people make whatever they want to make, design whatever they want to make, like design? I don't get it. I don't buy into all of these random like divisions that people seem to want to bring into the crochet community. It seems like sometimes everything will be like going fine and everyone's getting along, and then all of a sudden someone has to be like, actually, you know what? People who like sewing should hate people who don't sew. And I just, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. So I don't know if that's like a hot take or a controversial opinion at all. I don't think it should be a controversial opinion, but I just, yeah, it's not my vibe. It's not my vibe. I just want people to enjoy the craft, and however they need to do that, whether it's sewing or not sewing, is fine. Whether it's using acrylic yarn or using natural fibers, that's fine. All of that stuff I get frustrated by. What is your dream project fiber art goals for 2025? Well, I do have a whole video on my fiber art goals for 2025, so you can go and watch that one if you like. I won't go through them all again here. My dream project though, I don't know, to be honest. I feel like actually it's not really a dream project, but I would love, and if you know anyone out there in Sydney, I would love to do a trade, especially one for a tattoo. I would love to do a tattoo art trade where I like crochet something for someone that they want and then they put a tattoo on my body. I would love that so much. That is like one of my dream project collaboration type things. As far as an actual project goes, I don't know, to be honest. Like, I think I would love to make a kind of bigger tapestry piece, but I really want to get more confident at making tapestry. Like, I feel like I need to work my way up to that because I've only done smaller tapestry pieces so far. That wasn't a very good answer, sorry, but that is what it is. Okay, this one came in during Vlogmas. Hi Mel, thank you so much for Vlogmas. It's been wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I put a lot of effort in. Do you have a favorite crochet stitch or style, such as making plushies or granny stitch, that kind of thing? So, my favorite crochet stitch and my favorite things to make do not align at all. I think my favorite crochet stitch, you may be able to guess from this, is just a double crochet cluster, because I like, aka the granny stitch, I guess. I just love that I don't have to look. I love that it's like easy to find where I'm putting my next stitches. I just like, I don't know, I like the repeat action of a 3 double crochet cluster. I don't know. So that's that. And my favorite things to make, I feel like it really depends on my mood. I obviously gravitate towards plushies, but sometimes like I don't have someone to give those to, and they're not very useful to have a million of them sitting around your home. Buy my plushies if you want so that I can make more. But I think other than that, I like making blankets for the kind of mindlessness of them. That's a really nice project to me if I'm like sitting in front of the TV, or if there's like a lot going on in life and I don't really want to have to think about this as well. I will tend towards a granny blanket or a blanket of some kind. And yeah, I'd say those are probably my top 2. I want to get into market bags. I'm really enjoying making at the moment because they're similarly mindless and fun and useful, but hopefully I find more as I go on, you know? Let's move on to the next question, shall we? If you couldn't crochet, what would you do with your extra time? I genuinely do not know. I think I would probably read more, find a different hobby, I think. Like, I don't know. It's been so long now that crochet has been like part of my everyday life that it's sort of hard to think about what I would do instead. I think I would in some ways enjoy having extra time. Like obviously I'd be sad to not be able to crochet, but I think I would end up finding another hobby. Before I started crocheting, I did cross stitch, so maybe I would go back to doing a little bit more cross stitch. And I would definitely read more because my reading definitely has dropped off since like picking up crochet a little bit more consistently. I wish I could just swipe between these questions. I have to exit them and enter the next one every time. Has your husband ever tried crochet? No, and I don't think he ever will. That is a very easy one to answer. He's just not that kind of guy. Doesn't have any interest in it. I've asked him many times, but he's got other things going on, you know? You do so many things. Do you identify more as one over the others? For example, content creator, pattern designer, fiber artist, business owner, etc. I am just a girl. No, not really. Like, I would say a crocheter over anything else, to be honest. Like, I don't think I'm good enough at any of the other things to call myself them, basically, is how my brain works. And that's fine. It's also like crocheting is the main thing that I do and want to do. Like if I could only do one of all of the different things that I do, it would be the craft itself. Like I would give away like making content and owning any crochet related businesses and anything like that before I would give away actually doing the thing itself. So I would say that is what I would identify as the most over everything else, and if everything else went away, I would still have the thing that I love doing. This is so funny after the last one. If you had the chance to become a content creator full-time, would you? I don't know, to be honest. Like, I love the idea of it because I love the idea of just getting to like do what you love to make money in this capitalist society, but I wouldn't want to like lose the joy of it. At the moment, I find this stuff fun, and that's why I do it. I think my ideal world is where this gets me enough like income to support the thing itself. Like, you know, I don't have a microphone, I don't have a very good camera, and that's all just because I don't want to put that much money into it of like my own, because it's just kind of like a hobby at the end of the day. But if I could support it by doing it, I hope that makes sense. Like, then that would be my ideal. I think if I wanted to do it full time, I would get a lot more anxiety about it. I would feel a lot more pressure about it. Yeah, like, yes, obviously I would if I knew, like, if I could have some kind of like guarantee that it would continue being able to be a full-time thing for as long as I needed it to be, but I think I'm too anxious to like take that dive, if that makes sense. Like, I think I'm always gonna want some kind of external paid income. I'm too anxious basically is the answer to that question. Do you prefer amigurumi or wearables? I think amigurumi. I have some issues with wearables. If you watched an old video of mine, which I will link here, you can see that breakdown of mine at the end if you want to watch that. But obviously wearables are more useful, but amis are cute and I like making them and they have instant dopamine hit, and I'm not going to do a whole project and then try and put it on and be like, I hate this. So amigurumi. I'm going to speed run a couple of these. Would you visit Canberra asking for a friend? I know what friend this is, and yes, I will come and visit you someday. Maybe this year. Lock it in. Do you prefer crochet or knitting? Why? Crochet, I think I'm just more confident at it, and so I enjoy it more. I want to do more knitting though. So maybe that will change in future, but at the moment, crochet is the preferred. What are your future plans for Patty and Bango's place? That's a really good question, and I don't have a really good answer. I started it when I was really not happy at my work, and now I have a new job, and I think, yeah, it's really hard to say. Like, I would obviously love to keep it going as long as I can and keep growing it, and that would be awesome, but again, it goes to that anxiety thing. Like, I think that I'm not the personality who would want to have to run that kind of business full-time as my full-time work, because I would just constantly be living in fear that it was all going to go away. So we'll see. I think if I wanted to grow it properly, I would look into like getting a partner in it or something like that who can help with that kind of thing. I am proficient at doing like small scale businessy things, and once they like grow too far, I'm like, ugh, I don't know what to do now. So I don't really have future plans. I'm just taking every day as it comes. I appreciate everyone who supports it, and I will continue doing it and bringing you good yarn for as long as I can, basically. What is a fun fact about you that the internet does not know? I'm like chronically online. The internet knows everything. Oh, maybe this. I hate bananas, like with a passion. I am really sorry if they are your favorite fruit. The smell of them kind of makes me gag. I really don't like the flavor of them. The only way I can intake banana is in like banana bread, where it has been cooked with so much sugar and flour and butter that I don't recognize it as the fruit anymore. And if there are bits of the fruit in it, forget about it. I don't want to see it. I will like leave the room if someone is eating a banana that's like very strong smelling. Do you always have a project in mind when you buy wool, or do you just buy it because it looks pretty? The second one. Pretty much the second one. Occasionally, I will have a project in mind, and I'm getting better at having a project in mind before I buy yarn, because I'm running out of space in my house, and also now I own a small yarn business, so like buying yarn feels a bit sillier. Yeah, I do try and have a project in mind now, but sometimes the yarn just calls to you, you know? What's your process when making a crochet pattern? That's a really good question. I have only written a few. I think essentially I like have an idea of what I want the end result to look like. I sketch it in my little book that I have, and then look at the shape of it and basically just do a lot of playing around. A lot of trial and error to get the shape and the size and everything that I want, and then I make it a few times so that I know that it kind of works. And then, yeah, from there I'll do the like pattern tester call, make sure it makes sense to other people, and then release it. But I have only released a few. My blob cat is going pretty well. He's out in the world now. If you don't know what the blob cat is, this is him. That's basically what I did with this. I drew the shape that I thought was like cute and that I wanted, and then I played around with the placement of everything and the side, like how big I needed to make the legs and the arms and stuff like that. Played around with the placement of his little face bubbles. It's a lot of trial and error and a lot of playing around. I feel like probably if I made more of them, I would have a better idea of what I need to do, and it would be less trial and error potentially, but I think trial and error is the best way, and it's the best way to learn how to write them. My camera died again, so this is take 3. The lighting is probably different. I'm sorry. My camera is secondhand and old. That's all there is to that. So let's try again. I can hear the little footsteps of Bango running here now that he can hear me talking, so sorry if he interrupts, but that's okay. We have a few more questions to get through. I am going to jump into them now. I'm picking up my whip again so that I can keep working while we chat. Next question is, do you have a favorite hook or pair of needles? I mostly use these Knit Pro Waves hooks, or for the bigger sizes I use Clover and More. So typically I will use the Knit Pro Waves for like anything from like 4mm up to 6.5mm, and then from 7mm and bigger I use Clover and More hooks. For needles, a few years ago for Christmas, my husband gave me a pair of interchangeable Knit Pro needles, which are, I think they're like bamboo kind of style ones. I will find the name of them and I will put them on screen for you, but those have done me so well, like ever since I got them. I've had them, I would say probably 5 years now. And granted, they do not get as much, they don't get as much use as my crochet hooks because, as you know, I don't knit as often as I crochet, like anywhere near as much, but when I first got them, I was basically exclusively knitting. I didn't really crochet at the time. So they have seen a lot of use. They're still going strong. Those are my favorites and my most used. Next question is so rude. It says, a tough one for you, Patty or Bango? And I feel like this idiot has come to try and sway me. I think that's so hard. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I genuinely don't. I feel like they are both beautiful and adorable in different ways. Patty, of course, was our first fur baby, and to be honest, if it was like which one would I have to put back up for adoption because both of them were rescues, like this does not indicate my level of love for them at all, but I think Bango would have a better chance of being rehomed. So if we're being honest, if we're being real honest here, I would keep Patty because I don't know that she would find another home because she's just a very quiet girl. But Bango has a lot of personality, as you all know and see often. So I hope I never have to choose. I don't think I will ever have to make that choice in my life. And I'm very thankful for that because I don't think I could actually let go of either of them ever. But I didn't want to cop out and say nothing. So that is my final answer. Next question is a fun one. It is, what movie do you think was better than the book? And there are very, very few that I can think of. In fact, there's a lot I can think of the other way. Like a lot. I think I would have to say Wicked. I DNF'd the book. The book is so different from the musical, and obviously the movie is the musical. So I don't know if that's a cop-out, but that's what I'm gonna say because I really can't think of another book that I didn't like but liked the movie of. I think that's the only answer I have is Wicked, sorry. And this is the last one and it has a few different questions in it, so I'm going to speed run them. How old are you? Like early 30s. I'm not giving you an exact number. What's your favorite color? Mustard yellow. What is your favorite crochet stitch? I think I answered this one already. Double crochet cluster or the granny stitch is my favorite one to do, but single crochet, super versatile. You can use it in amigurumi, tapestry, wearables, everything. So if I could only make one stitch for the rest of my life, it would be a single crochet, I guess, because I could still basically make everything I want to. You said your job ended in December. Are you starting a new one? Yes. What's your profession? I don't know. I've kind of jumped around. I've done a lot of work in digital marketing and now I'm working in website stuff, which I have also done a bunch of when I was working in e-commerce. So many questions at once. Sorry. That is okay. thank you for the little speedrun finale of this Q&A. That is all my questions answered. And I thought I would just wrap up by letting you know what's been happening this week since, you know, I'm trying to do the weekly vlogs now. So on Tuesday, we released Blobcat, which I showed you earlier. That release went pretty well, definitely the best of any of my patterns, which is really exciting. I love Blobcat. I'm really glad other people are loving him as well. My new yarn arrived for Patty and Bango's place, so there will be a restock of Moo Moo and Bango's blend imminently. So that's exciting. There's like 5 new colors coming to Moo Moo. So I'm excited to announce that and see what the kind of response to those are, and I hope people like the new colors. What else? Oh my goodness, quite a big one. So I'm now technically a YouTube partner, which is so exciting. Thank you so much for all of you for like watching and hanging out here and supporting my channel and supporting me and supporting my crochet and supporting Bango's tail. I really appreciate it. It was a super exciting email to get and notification to get on the weekend when I was in Melbourne. So since then I have launched YouTube memberships, and I asked in my Discord what people would want to see from a membership, so I've included those. Currently, as it stands, you will get early access to videos, a like dedicated spot in my future tester calls. So being a member doesn't guarantee you a spot, but there is one spot in all of my tester calls ongoing that will be for a member. Also, you'll get access to like your own channel in our Discord server, so I can like ask questions in there and you can have input on the kinds of videos that I'm releasing. And there's a bunch of other like little things that are in there. I think in future, when I have like a bit more time or mental space, I might also introduce like exclusive member videos to that. We'll see how that goes. I don't really know. I don't expect anyone to sign up to this membership really. I just wanted to make it an option since it's there and since you have all been so lovely. But truly, just watching these videos is a massive help, and liking and sharing and whatever. All of that is a huge help to me. So yes, I appreciate you. I have, however, made them just in case you're interested. Anyway, that is like the big exciting thing that happened on the weekend. I did also make a market bag and part of a beanie. Those were a bit less exciting things, I guess, but that is where the crochet is at the moment. I also, in this last week, got selected as a tester for the lovely Loops to Lovies on Instagram, and I made her Daisy the Goose pattern. How cute is this? It's like a little snuggler, and it just, it's just so adorable. It has a little bonnet, and low-key, I think I'm getting better at embroidering my eyes. Let me show you, hang on. Like, I am aware that they aren't perfect. However, huge improvement on my previous embroidered eyes, so hello. I am pretty stoked with that effort, to be honest. So it is a lovey, so it does have a little floppy neck, but it's super adorable. It has a little booty and a little tail. Really cute. The pattern is coming out soon, so make sure you go and check that out. I will link the profile page of the designer so that you can go and keep an eye out for when this releases. I think maybe those are all my updates for now. I feel like you can't really tell how much I have done of this, but I have done a full round of it while yapping, so that's exciting. We are slowly making progress. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this. I think I'm just gonna keep going on it until I run out of this yarn because I have so much of it, and then maybe I'll gift it to someone. I don't know, or I'll like make it into a few. I don't know, is this, okay, I have a genuine question for you all about this. Is this too bland for a baby blanket? Like, would you prefer colors in a baby blanket? Because I know a few people who are having bebés and I would like to send them something. And I could send this, among other things. Let me know, because otherwise I can like gift it to my cousin or something because they expressed interest in a crochet blanket. Or my grandpa. Anyway. That's just my rambling for you. Let me know though, because I really do love not having to make decisions for myself. I think that is all for today's Q&A video and my little update. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a like. And as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you are not currently subscribed to the channel and you would like to join us for some more crochet, fun, crafty kind of content and more just general crafty yaps, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And also, if you know a crochet person in your life who might enjoy a crochet community to join, please feel free to share this video with them so that we can grow our channel. I am getting pretty close to one of my first kind of YouTube subscriber goal for the year, so it would be awesome to see that happen soon, but whatever. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm happy just hanging out with you all. I appreciate you choosing to hang out with me on the internet here. I know there is like a million bajillion videos and channels you could be watching, so the fact that you are here with me is pretty awesome. Thanks for being here. That's it. That's it. That's it for this video. I am out of words. It has been a lot of talking, so thank you if you made it through. I will see you in the next video. Bye!